got the feeling that it's not gonna work out. I got the feeling.
So another thing I wanted to bring up, and most of these things have actually happened middle of September, beginning of October, but there are things now being stocked in shops for Christmas, which is weird because, yeah, okay, we are getting close to the festive season. We are moving swiftly out of September and sliding through October and weaving our way into November, but it's not close enough to have Christmas stuff yet. I mean, Halloween's not even happened. Halloween has not even happened. There's no Halloween stuff anywhere. It's just, right, Christmas cards, Jaffa cakes, festive tinsel and stuff like that. I'm surprised they haven't been selling Christmas trees recently. It's just weird that everything is just going so fast. Like, time is going so quickly. I feel like this year has just absolutely whizzed past. 1 minute I've just started working back in the office for the summer. Next minute I'm saying goodbye to everyone and have already moved back up to university. Well, my house anyway, which is just weird. Moving swiftly on to alcohol, a topic that I don't know anything about really, and I just thought I'd just bring it up. So, I tend to drink spirits. The two main drinks that I drink are amaretto and vodka. I don't really go near the beers, the desperados, the ciders, those sorts of things, the cocktails, the wines. Not really a fan of any of those, or to be honest, I smell it, I don't like it, and then I don't want to drink it. What I've been deciding for this year, so since the beginning of summer, when I first started working, to the end of summer, having moved back to university, I can tell personally that I have lost quite a lot of weight. My chest has sort of gone in a little bit, like I do feel like I've lost a bit of weight, and I only had a couple of nights out, and they weren't even clubbing, it was just going to the pub, a few drinks, done. And for me to do that it's difficult, because when I was with my workmates I didn't have a single drink, and it was just really, really awkward, because you can see 90% of the people around you getting smashed, doing shots, getting loud, and I was just sitting there on my phone trying to use a really bad Wi-Fi and just couldn't get anywhere, so I had to just pretend I was messaging people. An early night, went home. In the morning everyone's hungover, but I feel great. Like, that's the one reason I wanted to stop, or slightly calm down with the drinking a little bit. That is what my aim is for this year. I said I wasn't going to drink at all from the beginning of university, but I feel like you've got to have a few nights out, even if it's just to a local pub, even if it's just in the kitchen, just a few quick drinks, a few board games, bit of TV, having a laugh with your friends. Like, the amount of stress that people go through at university, and you don't realise it until you're actually here, but the amount of stress you go through with having to be social, having to do work, find a job, live for yourself, do absolutely everything on your own, it's difficult, but it's doable. And from the sorts of backgrounds and lifestyle that I've come from, if I can do it, then I'm sure nobody will have a problem. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly just briefly put in that if you follow me on Snapchat, if you have me on Instagram, or even if you follow me on Twitter, I do and have pretty much been recently tweeting quite a lot, saying how I'm going to stop the alcohol, how I'm going to reduce the going out, and how I'm going to just care about myself a little bit more. And with that as well, I've somehow started liking a load of new foods that I wouldn't necessarily have eaten, or things that I wouldn't have necessarily drunk myself, but for some reason I now like. By the way, ignore the drilling you can hear in the background. There is some road work going on outside because there is a hole in the ground. But yeah, the foods that I have actually started recently liking: mushrooms, mango, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, lettuce, sweet corn, which actually I'm not going to be eating anymore, because every time I eat sweet corn it just comes straight back out as whole bits of sweet corn. And don't worry, there will be a video about that, about 10 things that you need to know about sweet corn and why some people can't digest it. So that will be a very interesting video, should we say the least. The other thing that happened is, obviously, Mac Miller died, and everyone has taken to Twitter, RIP Mac Miller, rest in peace, blah blah blah. And it is a really, really sad moment, because I'm assuming he did have really, really good music. Personally, I didn't listen to his music. I knew who he was, because obviously he was dating Ariana Grande for a long time, but I feel like people have done one of two things. They have said the whole RIP Mac Miller and everything like that, and said how much they love him and how much they miss him, without actually knowing any of his music, without actually caring about him at all. And the fact that he's now not here, they're just doing it for attention. People can say, oh no, we do really like him, we love him. But if I was to say to them, right, can you name 15 of his songs, or can you name 3 of his albums, or can you tell me the years that he was actually in love with Ariana Grande? they wouldn't have an answer. They would be startled. They would be like, I don't know, I can't remember. They're fake fans. I feel like people talk crap and people try and follow trends just for attention. And I did that once. The whole retweet for a flower, retweet for a paragraph. People used to retweet, I used to ignore. But to do it over a dead person's body is absolutely horrific. So people like that, I'm gonna absolutely despise. The whole, oh yeah, we love him and it's such a bad loss. You didn't care about him. You didn't know who he was. Whether you have a verified tick or not, if you don't support him and you didn't appreciate him when he was alive, then do not appreciate him when he's dead. The other side would be blaming Ariana Grande for his death, saying that she was the one that made him do that and that she needs to go and die and she needs to follow his footsteps and all those sorts of things. People were attacking her because of what he did. He had a drugs problem and overdosed on alcohol, overdosed on drugs, which is not her fault. I don't see how she's done anything bad in this situation. The fact that she's already gone through so much stuff with the whole Manchester attacks, having to relive that moment and go back and do an absolutely fantastic concert. All these allegations that she's having now with this Mac Miller thing. She's like 24 years old. She should not be going through all this stress. She's done absolutely fantastically to get through everything she has gone through so far. But for people to now start attacking her because of his death, that's not right. The other thing I wanted to pick up was hot weather. Over the last summer, the summer that literally just happened, I don't think many people enjoyed it. There's a difference between having hot weather, having nice weather, nice climate, go out sunbathe, put your sun hat on, make some sandcastles with your kids, go jump in the river, preferably safely. But this summer was not summer. It was like humid. The air was horrific. The hotness was just stuffy. And I would literally walk about 3 seconds and then start dripping. It's almost like God was telling me to go inside, that I shouldn't be outside, I shouldn't be trying to sunbathe in this horrible weather. I mean, I even went up, I keep saying down, I went up to Leeds and Manchester for a couple of DV expeditions with Toby and Hannah and a couple of the other teachers that I don't think are actually at their schools anymore. But we were running expeditions and I was literally just wearing a sleeveless t-shirt, pair of shorts, took my shoes off, and I was still incredibly hot. I had face protective cream on, I even put Vaseline on. I put 3 layers of deodorant on, and still everything was dripping. I don't know if that's a personal thing or if people still drip in the sun, but it wasn't sunny. It was just humid, stuffy, horrific, and that's why any quiz and any tests I get asked, do you prefer hot weather or do you prefer cold weather? 100%, without a single doubt in my brain cell, 100% cold. Because at least with cold, you can put clothes on. When you're hot, you can't really cool down, and when you do, you just get hot again. A few other things I wanted to quickly briefly pick up on was the whole body confidence and shows that promote it. There was this whole scandal with Tess Daly. Tess Daly? Not Tess Daly. There was this whole scandal with Tess Holiday being on the cover of the Vogue magazine because she was a plus size model. She apparently was promoting negative body posture and stuff like that, and what she was doing was supposedly telling people, yeah, go out, get fat, go eat loads of burgers and stuff like that. She is an incredibly beautiful woman, and yes, she may be plus size, but she's still really, really pretty, and yes, I'm gay, but I can still appreciate what a pretty girl looks like. You had people like the likes of Piers Morgan saying, what is she doing? She's a monstrosity, she's completely messing up people's lifestyles, telling them to go and get fat, and she literally went on Good Morning Britain, had an interview with Philip and Holly, and she was like, look, I'm not promoting anything, I'm just saying, I'm happy with the body that I'm in. They approached me, the magazine approached me and were like, do you want to do a cover? And she just said yes, and thought it was a fantastic opportunity to promote not only herself, but for other women and even other men that are going through the same sort of stuff as her, the judgment, the stereotyping, the negativity, everything like that, and she just wanted to fight back. Everyone has a right to say and do what they want. She may not be the skinniest person alive, but isn't it just as dangerous to be too skinny as it is to be too big? She even said her health is nothing to do with anybody else. She knows that she's confident, she looks like she's got a good physique, and I'm sure she's got people around her saying, Tess, actually, you know what, cut down on that, or Tess, actually, you know what, we need to do this, whatever. But she's healthy, like she's clearly healthy, she doesn't have any sort of problems, she's not on any sort of benefits, she's just this girl who just happens to be a bit larger than life, and you know what they say, the bigger the person, the bigger the heart. So all credits to her for everything that she's done. I didn't really know her before the whole scandal about the Vogue magazine, but all credits to her, and if she does see this, or if anyone that knows her sees this, then I love and support everything that she's doing, and she's doing nothing wrong at all. In continuation to the whole Tess Holiday situation, another body confidence thing that's happening is naked attraction. Now, naked attraction is incredibly explicit, and for kids, I wouldn't recommend them watching this, not alone, even teenagers to be fair. Like, I wouldn't let my 16-year-old kid, boy or girl, or gender neutral child, whatever the child may be, I would not let them watch naked attraction, even though it's supposed to be entertaining. It is actually quite a laugh, especially if you've had a few drinks and you're sitting there watching people with their bits out. But naked attraction for me, like, I would never do that. I was speaking to one of my uni mates yesterday actually. We give props to pretty much every single person that goes onto that show. The fact that they have the confidence to strip off for the whole nation to pretty much see and get judged by what they look like and how they sound and where they're from. They probably have their family watching at home, various views. Some may be thinking, what are they doing? Some may be thinking, I'm actually really proud of my son, daughter, or other. But I think it's a really, really good show to show body confidence. Like with Tess Daly, I'm sure she probably wouldn't go on that show because she doesn't need to. She's already had her say and pretty much given her opinions and views. But the show is for people that are looking for love, and 6 boys, 6 girls, or 6 gender neutral people standing in a box naked and judging them based on their bottom half, upper half, face and voice isn't really something that I would do personally, but it is quite a worldwide thing to do. On the streets, when you're walking up and down the streets, I'm sure you look at people's breasts, I'm sure people look at people's bums, people look at how people look and if they've got the nice smile that they're looking for, if they've got the nice shaped ears that they're looking for. I feel like I'm doing a reenactment of the whole, what's it, Red Riding Hood. Ooh, what nice ears she has, ooh, what nice hair she has. Just wanted to pick up the whole naked attraction, Tess Holiday. It's all about body confidence. And yes, even though the show is a bit explicit, I'm gonna put a clip in anyway, just because I feel like I need to show a bit of flesh here, but I'm not monetized anyway, so who cares.
In this dating show, we go back to basics. Are you ready?
Bring it on.
And start where a good date often ends. Naked.
Well, if it frightens you, then go for it.
How do you feel about that penis?
I think it would definitely be a big one.
I think so.
I'm going to say goodbye to green.
Why?
It's the toe.
Yeah, I just thought I'd show a bit of something that shows body confidence because I know a lot of people are struggling with it, and I know quite a lot of people don't know what to do about the situation. And yeah, I just thought that even if you haven't heard of this show before, if you tune in, I'm sure there's episodes where you will find something that's relatable to you, whether it's something that one of them say, whether it's one of the facts that they give you, because they actually give you facts, whether it's what your nose shape tells about you, or if you have a deep voice, or if your left nipple is bigger than your right nipple, then this is something you need to know, or something like that. It's like I said, very, very explicit, and only the right audiences should be able to watch it, but it does show body confidence, which was what this little segment was about. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was, we're going to go back to the YouTube scene again. We're going back to Chris Ingham and the whole Ingham family situation. Yes, it was a scandal that went on for quite a long time, and I think people, the victims, are still fighting their case. But one of the girls that I've been in contact with who was actually a victim of it, Jess, so she's got her YouTube channel, she's got her Twitter, she's made a few videos about it, and I say meet her, I was in very close distance from her, but I was too nervous to go and say hi. Like, she's a 16-year-old victim, she's gone through quite a lot, especially when people at the beginning didn't really believe her, and then once she started bringing out evidence left, right and centre, then people took her side. Then he had all these allegations and stuff against him, not only by her, but the other victims that obviously aren't as open about the situation. And I thought, bringing that up to a 16-year-old girl, at a YouTube event where they're supposed to be happy and everyone's supposed to have fun. It wasn't the right situation, so I think instead I just messaged her on Twitter and just said, look, you don't know who I am, well, that sounds really creepy, but I said, you don't know who I am, I'm just a fellow friendly face here. Just wanted to say, honestly, really proud of everything you've done. The fact that she's made these videos, and people originally thought she did it for attention, and I knew 100% she didn't. She got 100 and something thousand views, or I think it's nearly 400,000 views on one video where she explains the whole situation. She shows loads of evidence about the situation, and that shows how brave she is. I'm sure her family are proud of her. I'm sure her family are happy that, yes, it's being exposed more. She's had her little segment on BBC, and that hopefully something happens and his channel gets terminated, or he gets put into prison for allegedly trying to get with and groom young girls. But the situation is still going on, and I do hope that it gets sorted soon, and when it does, I'll probably do a video about it. I might even try and get Jess on the channel. And it wouldn't necessarily be for views. I just want to find out the truth. I want to find out what happened from start to finish. And I know I'm quite behind the scenes and quite behind the schedule with uploading all these videos, but once I do find out what happened, and I'll message her, and if she does feel like she wants to talk about it, then I'll try and get her on the channel. But here's a few snippets from some of her videos with her opinions and facts and stuff on the situation and how it has affected her.
I wish I'd seen your message sooner because I could have come and hooked up with you. And I don't know if that was innocent or if I'm just reading into it too much. He was encouraging a 16-year-old to sneak out of her hotel room between midnight and 2 AM, and he even said himself that everyone else would be asleep. I would ask him to meet up around 8 PM instead because we were on holiday. The hotel was so busy and alive at 8 PM. As yes, I felt unsafe, but just in case anything happened, there'd be loads of people around. They had to go to hospital, and my mum and other sister decided to go and meet them at the hospital later in the day, as it wasn't like serious, but she wanted to go and see them. They asked if I could stay in the hotel as there was no reason for me to go to the hospital as it wasn't serious and they would be back soon. And it was only late afternoon, early evening, so I thought it'd be completely fine. The hotel was really busy, and around that time. So she basically just told me to go and get food from the cafe bit and then...
So the final thing that I wanted to pick up on, because it's actually pretty much coming around and it has already actually started, is the X Factor. Now, not only have I actually applied for this show about 3 times, I got through the first fake audition bit like once. I thought that I would just do a little quick, well, I wanted to talk about the X Factor winners and how supposedly all the winners go on to do great things and everyone else doesn't. Now, we know that's obviously not true, with One Direction who came 3rd and Cher Lloyd who came 7th, Ella Henderson who pretty much came 9th, Jake Quickenden didn't do too badly. He was on the show for 2 years. He got to the live finals in 2014 and he went on to win Strictly Come Dancing, came 2nd in I'm a Celeb. You've had Rylan Clark, who now helps promote Big Brother. You have Little Mix, who are now releasing perfumes left, right and centre. You've got boy bands and girl bands who are just all on different types of shows. 5 After Midnight, they debuted their single Up All Night on Summertime Ball 2018. And you've literally just got collabs left, right and centre. Like Ollie Murs and Demi Lovato, Little Mix and Jason Derulo, Cher Lloyd and Demi Lovato as well, actually. One Direction, I don't think collabed with anyone, but the individuals did. Zayn and Sia, Harry Styles and I can't remember, Niall and Steve Aiko, I believe his name was. Louis and Bebe Rexha and Liam Payne with Zed. That's just one of each. I'm sure they've got loads of other collabs, but I just wanted to remember, just for myself and just for my own confidence, I wanted to see if I could name someone that they've all done a collab with. I don't think it was Niall and Steve Aiko, I think it was Louis. Who did Niall? Oh, I feel like he has done a collab with someone. Halsey? Don't know. He's the blonde one, that's all I know. I did hope all of those sorts of things were topics that you hadn't forgotten about, and things that, yes, most of them are probably positive things. Most of them are about the YouTube community and how body confidence is important and how you can't support people when they're not around you, but also the negatives with the fights, the YouTube scene, the scandals, the arguments on national television. There are so many people in this world that do bad things like crime, violence, but it all stimulates from their childhoods, their upbringing, their social influences. And if people in the main eye of the public, whether that's singers, whether that's YouTubers, whether that's celebrities of any sort, if they're doing things, you know people are going to likely copy it. If they're going to have fights, then young people think, why can't we have fights? And it's just annoying, because all these people, most of them are actually genuine people. They're lovely people off of the camera, they're nice people on the YouTube scene, but when they make that one mistake, you forget about all the good things that they've done and you just focus on that one negative. And that's exactly the same with real life. You could be the nicest person on earth, you could be Shawn Mendes and meet and greet every single fan, but if you swear at one person, or if you get in a fight with one person, or if you wish one person to die of a disease or something like that, people don't remember the good, people remember the bad, and that one bad can absolutely ruin your career. I do hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm sure it's gonna go down badly, as the rest of my YouTube videos do go with views, but if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed all the little interviews and interactions and stuff like that in the video. I wanted to make this one a bit more of a show. Inspiration from that was Jackmate, who had his little clickbait show, Bambino Becky, who does her little Bambino best bit sort of things of the week. And yeah, if you did enjoy this video, you can like, comment, support and subscribe to the channel by clicking that red button down below, the bell, so you know when I post, even though it's now Tuesday and Fridays at 8 PM. Well, for now it's going to be Tuesday and Fridays at 8 PM until I run out of ideas, then I'll resort back to my Friday at 8 PM, one video a week. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, you can do whatever you want, but I will see you next Tuesday or Friday, and with a new video. Okay, speak to you in a bit, bye bye.